Hey, everybody. So tell me, how would you feel about being 21% more satisfied with your work? Sounds great, right? Well, what if I told you there was a way to increase the chances of you reaching a goal that you have in mind by 400%? What if I told you that the secret to unlocking this potential is 100% free? Hi, I'm Steph from Results Nutrition Coaching, as well as CrossFit Harrisonburg Strong for Your Boot Camp. Welcome to my nutrition talk, where I'm going to talk to you about how to unlock your best thinking to achieve your health and wellness goals. In our presentation, we're going to we're going to dive into the power of positive self-talk and affirmations, as well as strategies to implement them into your day. So Results Nutrition is a partner with Healthy Steps Nutrition, and we're really powered by Healthy Steps. Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe here that something as fundamental as nutrition should not be complicated. It's why we focus on a simple habit-based approach to help you reach your goals one step at a time. It's also why we're talking about affirmations today and achieving goals through the power of positivity, because not everything is just about what we eat. It's about all of the other things too. And that's why I love HSN, is because it encompasses everything from sleep to nutrition to daily movement to stress levels, our energy. So this is really awesome that we're partnering with them and we can bring all of this to you. Next slide. Here we go. So the Healthy Steps Nutrition coaching program has helped over 45,000 people around the world take control of their health. Here are just a few of the super cool success stories. We know that while this is simple, eating well should be simple, it's far from easy. And here's the thing: social media and diet culture will tell you that it's all about the food and all about the beverages that we drink. And while that is undoubtedly a huge aspect of achieving any health and wellness journey, it really misses out on such an important piece of the puzzle, which is mindset and motivation, along with the overall holistic approach. So our coaches here at HSN and Results Nutrition, we're here to help you look at the entire picture while keeping you feeling supported and accountable every step of your journey. All right, so let's move on. We're going to go back to affirmations and positive thinking. So studies have confirmed a link between gratitude and mental health. They found that something as simple as writing letters of gratitude or keeping a gratitude journal improved anxiety, levels of depression, and overall life satisfaction. Further, a study discussed in the book Soundtracks by John Acuff, one of my favorite books, found that affirmations decreased overthinking by 250%, increased productivity, which leads to working on average 9 days more in a month towards a goal, and then increased satisfaction and increase the likelihood of reaching your goal by 400%. So decreased overthinking by 250%, increased productivity, and increase the likelihood of reaching your goal by 400%. All right, so how does this happen? The rise of self-affirmations that we've seen over the years interested many neuroscientists. This led to research looking to explain the phenomenon. They took MRIs of people's brains when practicing self-affirmation tasks. They found that there's a physical change in certain neural pathways. In fact, the MRI showed there were increased neural pathways being activated. More specifically, in the prefrontal cortex of our brain, which is responsible for cognitive functioning that helps us to reason, problem solve, comprehension, impulse control, creativity, and even perseverance and all of that. It's an umbrella term for this change in the brain is known as neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to change in both function and structure throughout life. So people performing positive thinking are literally changing the structure of their brain. So this study looking at the brain was carried out in 2015 and suggests that when people practice positive affirmations and thinking, they are better able to view otherwise threatening information as more self-relevant and valuable. What does this mean and how can we directly apply this to coaching or achieving our health and wellness goals? When we are presented with something that may trigger us, we are less likely to respond and react in a defensive and resistant way. So, in other words, it makes us more resilient. Imagine running into a barrier or a trigger, and instead of reacting in ways that move you away from your goal, you reflect and follow through with a more beneficial response. Okay, so let me give you an example. I had a client whose work would provide pizza every Friday at lunch. Typically, this would spiral into the all or nothing mindset where she would overindulge in pizza, which led to the feelings of guilt. The day trailed off with more indulgence that didn't serve her or her goals. So we started to use this affirmation: I am not impulsive. The power is in my hands. When she was faced with pizza, she wanted to join in, which we absolutely should in a mindful manner. So we discussed saying her affirmation in the morning, before lunch, and after lunch that day. So I am not impulsive. The power is in my hands. This changed her mindset and motivation. Her next snack was more balanced instead of eating the cookies in the break room, and she went home to have a dinner that fueled her body the way she wanted. Other benefits include decreasing stress, increasing physical behavior, increasing the consumption of more healthful foods such as fruits and vegetables. It's increased academic achievement and has also helped to spend less time ruminating on, things that make you feel bad. So let's dive further into that last one, rumination. Practicing affirmations can encourage an optimistic mindset, which can be truly powerful. This leads to less negative thoughts and time spent lingering on a negative experience. And who wants to do that anyway? We have talked a lot about the amazing benefits of affirmations, gratitude, and positive self talk, but what are they exactly? So, positive affirmations are simply phrases that affirm or build yourself up. It may sound like, everything is always working out for me. The food choices I make are consistent with my ultimate goal. I am empowered to create the life I want to live. The food I choose to eat nourishes my body. I trust that I have the capability to achieve my goals. When I look into the mirror, I see a healthy person. Looking at the affirmations listed, you may have found one that you are drawn to, or maybe it has sparked your interest in creating your own affirmation. So, here are a few things to consider before deciding on the affirmation to start with. First, be sure to set them in the present tense. Remember neuroplasticity? It happens as we face life in real time through various experiences, both positive and negative. This helps us to see that bringing that change in our brains, we must first believe that it has happened. Let me give you an example. I am getting more confident every day is different from I am confident because I am strong, powerful, and know how to set myself up for success. Okay. Next, we need to be sure to focus on only the positive and not the negative. For example, you are at a golf outing, there's water on the right. If you think to yourself, don't go into the water, you're more likely to go into the water. Your subconscious isn't able to quickly recognize the little words such as don't. All it hears is water, go into the water. Next thing you know, you shank it right into the middle of the pond. All right, let me give you another example. Golf isn't really my thing. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't eat X, you are only going to focus on that until you finally grab that forbidden food. Instead, focus only on what you are trying to accomplish. It may sound like, I appreciate how capable I am and keep myself in good health with a regular activity and a balanced diet. So you got to kind of figure this out and find what is going to work best for you. I'm also that person that says if I can't eat cake, I am going to focus on the cake. So that we have to reframe our minds so that we are not focusing on the negative or not focusing on the things that we don't want. We've got to change things to focus on what we're able to do, what we're good at, what we can do to make our lives better, right? All right. So, lastly, we have to be specific. While things like I am healthy and happy aren't necessarily bad affirmations to start off with, being more specific will better set your brain up to make the necessary changes. Make it personal and specific. So, take a moment and choose one of the affirmations to try on for size in your workbook or use the space to write your own. I'll pause for a minute and give you space. Or you can pause this and come back later. Maybe even go back to the affirmations. Let me find that the slide. I had some of the good ones. Okay, so everything is always working out for me. The food choices I make are consistent with my ultimate goal. And maybe your ultimate goal is losing weight. Maybe your ultimate goal is gaining weight. Maybe your ultimate goal is just finding a happy comfort zone that you can stay in. So whatever your goal is weight-wise, it might be muscle mass. Figure out what the food choices need to be for that goal. I'm empowered to create the life I want to live. The food I choose to eat nourishes my body. I trust that I have the capability to achieve my goals. When I look in the mirror, I see a healthy person. That's great for people who look in the mirror and try to bring themselves down. The food I choose to eat nourishes my body is great for busy moms like myself who find leftover peanut butter and jelly or goldfish in a lunchbox, and you might be quick to want to eat it or snack on it. But is that really nourishing you for your goals? Maybe you need a quick PB&J. All right, now that we have chosen an affirmation, or maybe a couple of them, let's discuss how to implement them. The studies mentioned in Soundtracks, and if you've not read the book, Soundtracks by John Acuff, I highly recommend it. It's so amazing. And there's a lot of affirmations in there as well. The studies mentioned in Soundtracks found that the most effective way to use affirmations is to say it 2 times a day. Once in the morning and once before bed. They also found that saying them out loud while looking in a mirror was beneficial for me. I know it kind of feels silly, but if it works, it works, right? If this feels like too big of a jump, what if you tried doing it maybe a few times a week or maybe once a day to get started? Find a way to stack this habit onto something that you already do. Maybe it's like right before you brush your teeth. Remember, it takes 30 days to establish a new habit. As Hal Elrod, the author of Miracle Morning, breaks it down. Days 1 to 10 are unbearable. Days 11 to 20 are uncomfortable. And days 21 to 30, you become unstoppable. So you can do hard things. Just like I tell my daughter who broke her arm recently, she's learning how to do everything with her left hand and do all things with just one hand. And every time it's challenging, I tell her it's making her stronger. So you can do hard things too. Also, if you've not read The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, I don't know why I can't say his name. It's also a super fantastic and highly motivating book. All right. We're going to be consistent because consistency is the key to success with positive changes from affirmations. Here are 4 tips to help you apply it. First of all, record them. If they are recorded, listen to them on your commute or while you're in the shower. Second, write them out and place them on your desk at work when you're more likely to feel stressed. Number 3, you could put them on your bathroom mirror to see first thing in the morning and last thing in the evening. And number 4, you can create a vision board that highlights your affirmations and put it in a place that you will see every morning. So at this point, if you have a handbook, it should be linked. In the notes somewhere. But if you have a handbook, if you've got it filled out, and you're convinced of the powers of affirmations, but you might have some questions about how to become a more healthy version of yourself, we're going to dive into some of the HSM principles that have helped so many people take control of their health, one habit at a time. All right, this is how I start everyone when I coach them. We start with the plate method, and that's choosing whole food options and less processed foods packed with sodium, fat, and sugar. So a simple way to start this is by reshaping your plate using this plate method. 1/2 of your plate should be non-starchy veggies. 1/4 of your plate should be lean protein. 1/4 of your plate should be starchy carbs with mindful, healthy fats. This is how I first start off everyone with nutrition coaching. It's how I even changed, it's how I got to hit my goals when I had my second baby was by using the plate method. Ironically, I was almost trying too hard and I had to dumb it down to the plate method and boom. So it's way easier than you think. So I love the plate method. It's my favorite way to help others. Number 2 is focusing on balance. This is probably the next most important thing that we need to learn. And when we say balance, we mean, does every meal and snack that you consume throughout the day contain a carb, a protein, and a fat? So your plate method, your snacks, your breakfast, all of it. Do you have a protein? Do you have a carb? And do you have a fat? Pairing each meal and snack with all 3 of these macronutrients will keep you fuller for longer. All right, number 3, probably the hardest part, maybe arguably the most important, limit the added sugar. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 6 teaspoons of sugar a day for women and 9 for men. That's added sugars. The average person consumes over 150 pounds of sugar per year, and that comes out to about 46 added teaspoons a day. So you're looking at no more than 6 to 9, and most people are getting 46. It's not surprising. Sugar is super addicting and feels hidden in almost every food product you find in a package. If you've ever done the Whole30 diet, I'm not a fan of diets because they're too restrictive. But if you've ever done a Whole30 diet, you can't have any added sugar, and you have to start reading labels to see where sugar is. And sugar is literally hidden in everything. So we have to be super careful to make sure that we're not over consuming too much sugar, which is why sticking to whole foods, things that are less processed, are easier. I'm going to go over a few of the most popular frequently asked questions next. So what should I eat around my workout? Most of us are here because we're gym goers, right? Especially if you have LinkedIn through like CrossFit or something, or boot camp. But fueling around your workouts to gain muscle, to lose fat, to increase energy, or any health and fitness goal is important. So it doesn't matter if you want to lose weight, if you want to gain weight, build muscle, and burn fat. What you eat around a workout is very important. You want to have healthy carbs and protein before and after you work out. If you don't put gas in the car, then it's not going to go anywhere, right? So it's the same thing for your body. You can't run on empty. My favorite pre-workout fuel is usually like an applesauce pouch and an egg muffin that I make. Sometimes it's a Greek yogurt with some blueberries, but you just want a simple carb and some protein. So a carb that's going to digest quickly, like a banana or some fruit and berries, sweet potato, if you want to be like, really healthy about it. And then a protein like yogurt or maybe some lean chicken. You can even do a protein shake before your workout. Post-workout is kind of the same thing. You want protein and carbs. I usually do a protein shake after a workout. Protein shakes normally have about 25 to 30 grams of protein, and you really want to double this with carbs. It takes about 2 grams of carbs to transport 1 gram of protein back to those muscles, which you need to replenish and rehydrate. That's where you build the muscle is post-workout. You tear it down during the workout, but then you need to build it after. So you need to get protein back to the muscles, and you need carbs to transport the protein back. So I will usually have a protein shake, and I will have fruit, berries, bananas. If you're going to have a treat that day, have it right after your workout, but with the protein shake. Halloween's coming up. You're going to have your Halloween candy, then have it after your workout with some protein. Did you hear my 4-year-old just run in through the door that I told their dad to make sure they don't do? Bye, buddy. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. The next FAQ. What if I don't love veggies? What should I do? So I don't love veggies. I have a 4-year-old that doesn't love veggies. So the way that we eat most of the veggies in our house is by roasting them in the oven or the air fryer to get them a nice little crisp, and then putting some salt on there or some seasoning. And for my family, nothing too spicy because of the 4-year-old. But I love air frying vegetables and putting a lot of seasoning on them to make them taste better. A little bit of olive oil, seasoning of choice, air fry them. To me, that gets the job done. But really, we hear this all the time, and you might feel this way too. And I want to challenge you, like, what if you just haven't found the way that you like to eat veggies yet? My kids love raw carrots. I like them cooked. My kids like broccoli with cheese. They like it air fried. They don't like it raw. They like raw cauliflower. So there's all sorts of different ways to cook your veggies, and you really have to experiment. It typically takes 12 times of trying a food, and that's trying it in a different way to really find out if you like it or not. So I tell my kids all the time, maybe you don't like it this way, but you might like it a different way. And we keep trying and we keep experimenting to figure out how we like it. All right, so where should I start? Maybe you're here and you're just like, oh, this is great information, but now I just kind of feel lost because I just need to change everything, right? So I want you to start with just one thing at a time. It's how we start all of our clients. We always just start with one thing. So maybe it's something you already have in mind. Maybe it's something that we discussed today. Maybe it's affirmations. Maybe it's a plate method. Maybe it's a pre-workout snack. The best and fastest way to reach your goals is to work one-on-one with a nutrition coach, build an individualized plan just for you, which we would love to help with. But even if you can't do that, start with just one thing at a time and don't move on from that habit until you've conquered it. Start with your affirmations. When you're 30 days into affirmations, start with the plate method. When you're 30 days into using the plate method, add on a balanced snack. So you just want to start with one thing at a time. You can't do all or nothing, because if you start with all, you end up with nothing. Okay. Um, there's never a perfect time to get started. There's always something that's going to get in the way. Right now it's middle of October. Halloween's around the corner. Thanksgiving's around the corner. Christmas is around the corner. There's a lot of reasons to not do well with your food choices, but it's also the most perfect time to start, because the better the habits you can put into place right now, the better you're going to be when the holidays are over and in January comes around. You're going to be ahead of everyone else who's trying to get started in January. You don't have to be perfect through the holidays. You can build a knowledge base right now. So, it's never a perfect time. Something's always in the way. You just have to commit to yourself. You say it in the mirror if you have to. It's simple, but it's not easy. So if you're thinking that sounds great, you don't know where to get started, or you need someone to help you create a realistic plan, keep you accountable, that's what we're here for, and we would love to help you. With Results Nutrition Coaching, we are backed by HSN. You get individualized group family nutrition accountability coaching. So whether it's you, whether it's a group at work, whether it's your family, we have a family package we just created. We would love to help out. You get one-on-one individualized coaching. You get custom habits that are created just for you, daily check-ins, weekly videos sent from your coach, monthly meetings, either in Zoom or in person, depending on where you're located, guaranteed success. These are just some of the clients that I've helped recently. So this nutrition program, with HSN and all of their, nutrition coaches around the world, they've helped over 45,000. These are some of my favorites recently. I helped Mary Beth realize that she could eat well without having to count calories. I helped Matthias learn how to eat more veggies and throw those into his meals. Holly over here went to the doctor and got the best test results that she's had in her life. So sometimes it's more than just weight, right? If you want to learn more about nutrition and what we do in general, there is a podcast. It's called Nutrition Made Simple. Great information. And it's hosted by the founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition. So all sorts of stuff, from women's health and hormones to how to eat for the CrossFit Open, right? Check out that podcast. Definitely get started listening there. You will learn something on every single episode. If you want to get started with us, super easy. You go to resultsnutritioncoaching.com. Step 1, you find our little calendar and you just schedule a consult. It's going to come to me or one of my coaches, depending on what day and time you choose. We will email back we'll get in touch with you basically and set up either a Zoom call or an in-person meeting, depending on where you're located. So you sign up for a meeting, we get together with you, create a customized plan, and then you take control of your health. All right, that is it. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We are at Results Nutrition Coaching on Instagram. You can see that right there. We are resultsnutritioncoaching.com. I'm Steph. Thanks for listening to me. Please reach out if you have any questions or want to get started with coaching.